The state with the strongest economy right now is probably Texas. It's the second largest state economy in the US behind California and the eighth largest economy in the world behind France. And it's had faster economic growth, faster population growth, and lower unemployment than the US overall since the pandemic. Texas is also an example of a long-term economic strategy executed with incredible success. In the 1980s and 90s, Texas had an economy with a painful Achilles heel. It was vulnerable to the boom and bust of the oil and gas industry. When oil was up, Texas was good, but its reliance on a volatile industry meant that its outward strength masked inward fragility. So it diversified. It grew new industries. It expanded manufacturing. It became a titan of an exporter and a favorite destination of corporate relocation. Now, the biggest threat facing the Texas economy is resting on its laurels. Texas doesn't do a good job generating income for Texans. Even if you take into account a lower cost of living and no state income tax, incomes in Texas are lower than the US average. And if Texas wants to be the strongest economy for the next 30 years, it has to address this. Texas has a higher share of people in poverty than the US overall, despite its faster growth and lower unemployment. When you think of the urban areas in the US with high poverty rates in decline, you probably jump to the Rust Belt or an East Coast city plagued with crime. But in fact, of the 25 largest metropolitan areas in the US, the one with the most poverty is Houston, followed by Detroit, followed by San Antonio. The state isn't good at addressing the problems of low-income residents. Take food stamps. They're an entitlement program whose benefits are paid for by the federal government. Texas is one of the worst states at enrolling its eligible population, opting through poor administration to keep federal dollars out of its economy and its residents in need without help. Texas has one of the worst average credit scores too. That's in part because it never expanded Medicaid, so it has the highest rates of uninsurance in the country and bears the shameful title of being the only state with double-digit uninsurance for children. Even the internet popcorn of ranking states by some metric comes down hard on Texas. Wallet Hub just dubbed it the state with the most people in financial distress because of high rates of bankruptcy filings and delinquent loans. Now, Texas can do this. It's got experience executing long-term economic strategy. It has the tailwind of a growing economy, but y'all, growth ain't enough. The job is not done, and if Texas wants to stay the strongest economy in the US, it has to do better.